Hi, it's Jennifer Arnott here from thefabulousgarden.com. Today I'm going to be talking about how to plant bulbs. This is the really exciting part. Last week I showed you how to buy bulbs and decipher all the interesting information on the packages, but today we're actually going to put these in the ground. When we plant bulbs, there's a couple different tools that people use. Often they'll use a bulb planter like this, handy tool. You stick it in the ground, twist, pull up, and it takes the soil out and leaves a hole for your bulb. This is really handy if you have a lot of bulbs to put in, you have a big open area and you want to put a lot of big bulbs like tulips. It's great, but in an established garden like this, I don't have a lot of space to be making a million holes for my bulbs. So I'm going to use a different tool, and that's my handy trowel. This is one of my favorite garden tools. Should have cleaned it off before filming, but this is one of my handy tools. I just dig a small pocket in order to put my bulbs in, and this is really what's going to make it easiest for me to get in the midst of all of these plants and put in a few more bulbs. There's a couple different techniques to combat squirrels. One of them is to plant your bulbs and then right above the bulbs put a piece of chicken wire mesh over top, and then your soil and your mulch or whatever on top of that. The bulbs will come up through the mesh, but the squirrels won't be able to dig down and pull them out. The problem with that is if you want to divide your bulbs later or do any other gardening around that area, it's a bit challenging because you keep hitting this mesh, but if you have a real problem with squirrels, I recommend this as a method to keep them at bay. This is the area that I want to put my bulbs. I identified it as an open spot. There's nothing below it, so I'm just going to clear the mulch away. Using my trowel. I should be wearing gloves, but I'm not. And then I'm going to dig up the ground a little bit. Put my soil over. It's dry here. A bit of a mix of different kinds of soil from when they did some work for the city in this area. And on the package, it says that the bulbs should be down, I think it's about 2 inches. I'm loosening up the soil below that, just so that it's not compacted and they have a good space to grow in. Okay. Get rid of the extra roots that are in here. Now, you want to plant bulbs in groupings. They're a lot better if there's a whole bunch of them together than if you've got one here and one here and one here, especially straight rows. With bulbs, that doesn't really work in most gardens. In a formal planting, you might see it, but in your home garden, it really has a lot more impact if your bulbs are close together. So these are an early tulip. You'll see that they have a pointy side, and that's the side that goes up, and then this side comes down the bottom. So we're going to put those in, just spaced out a little bit. Again, the instructions on the package will give you some ideas to how far they recommend, and this is where I'm going to put. So we have our bulbs pointy side up. Now I'm going to cover it again with the soil that I just took off. And spread it out. And then I'm going to pull in the mulch that I moved off, because what I'd want to do is make this area look undisturbed. Because the more undisturbed it looks, the less squirrels are likely to realize that there are bulbs under there. You may think it's crazy that you're hiding things from squirrels, but if you live in an area with squirrels, this is how you can actually have bulbs year after year. Another way to hide bulbs from squirrels is to hide them underneath an established plant. So this is a big horseradish plant that I have, and I'm going to plant some bulbs right here, right near the base of the horseradish, and then these leaves are going to hide it from the squirrels. So I'm just going to push the plant back, push away my mulch, dig a little hole, getting right close to the roots of my plant. There's the horseradish root right there. And then these are some crocuses. Just going to tumble those in. Crocus bulbs, they do have an up and a down. This is the up side. This is the down side. Kind of like a bulb of garlic. So I'm just going to plant those in carefully upright. If you get it wrong, they will actually figure it out. I'm not going to put all of them in this one patch. I'm going to have another patch, but I'm going to clump those close together, cover them with soil, put my mulch back on, and then rearrange the leaves of my green plant again, since the squirrels can't find my home. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on how to plant bulbs. I can't wait for next spring. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this fall, but spring is going to be great and bright and have lots of orange and yellow in my garden, which is what I'm going to really look forward to during those long days of February.